Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru, here to help you solve the puzzle of level 7025 in Candy Crush Saga. It is a legendary level. We have 19 moves to clear out 144 jelly. And if you find these videos helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Okay, so we have to take a look at this. There are these dispensers. I've already played this level, so I know that every other turn we can expect something to come from there. But I also know it's difficult to expect anything because it's hard to work under these. We've got to clear out some space. So now I can open things up, but I didn't make a move under those dispensers. Thankfully, we still get some stripes coming down if we do it the following turn, but not always are those stripes the direction I want them. I would rather have things aimed this way. So the other thing I know about this level is it's the crystal candy that is the most difficult to deal with, because we have to penetrate that crystal candy using some sort of special. So this is helpful because we want to hit those bubblegum pop, and in order to hit the bubblegum pop, we have to get through that crystal candy. All right, so now we're getting close. We can do one of these, and that opens this up here. Generally speaking, I'd rather work on this side of the board first and then move over here, because this has a greater depth to it. I have a lot more work to do. Notice this is one that looks like that move isn't a bad move, but it's not going to do anything to hit this. There's no good move I have on this board, actually. It's fairly dang awful. I'm going to take this and see if I can get some cascading. Well, I did, but I got one of those stripes in the direction I don't want it to go. So we can see that, yeah, this can turn out quite miserably. Now, I usually do a little bit better than 76. Let's see if I can do better than that. I usually get at least in the 50 range, which you'd think, oh my goodness, that's still awful. It is. On a board like this, we have to keep trying to get into those lower ranges, lower ranges, lower ranges. I have gotten one where I was only one jelly away, but it took a while. So here I'm going to make the very best move I can, which is also the only move I can. And then I have this move or this move. And I'm not really sure which one is going to be best, but I'm going to take the one that gets rid of frosting. That allows me now to make a move under the dispenser and drop something in. I want to stay over here if I can. This is the only move I have available. Now I can get closer to here, reshuffle. I could work over here. Oh, let's do this. Ah, well, that fell down. I was thinking I might be able to get a color bomb. That was kind of a silly attempt, though. I should have realized it wasn't going to work. Again, I've gotten myself into a situation where I have no good moves. Just gotta wait for that reshuffle. Okay, I'm going to start heading down this way, right? This feels like the best choice to keep working through this knot of stuff. This is going to be worse than the first one. So funny. In a very, very sad way. Okay, finally we've got a little bit of purchase here. Problem, I can take this move and try to clear some stuff out. That's not awful, but it takes out a whole turn. Thankfully, I got a little bit of cascading on that one to offset how awful that felt. Yeah, this is not turning out any better than the last one, which is funny to me and illustrative of the fact that this is just a tough level. Yes, I do have to pay better attention, but I'll tell you what, it's easier for me to pay better attention when I've actually got a little bit of luck on the board as opposed to this one where things were just not working out. I just kept getting stuck every single way I could. And, you know, that's where perseverance comes in. So I'm going to pause, come back with a new board. I'll have the microphone turned off initially, and then once I solve this, I'll come back through and narrate for you. Okay, so gonna see if I can burst through here. Oh, got a wrapped candy, and I have it situated low, and I Well, I was going to try to make a combo, but I like cascades as well. So this is looking like a good one, so I'm slowing down just a bit to assess all of the different opportunities. I've got this little pocket, though, where I've reached in. Ooh, take this out. Okay, so here, now I've gone for, ooh, nice. Some big guns in the center because I've got space. I could do the green. I kind of want to bring another green down. There we go. So now I've got green along that edge. Now it makes more sense. I had to risk that. Everything could have exploded on me. Now I've got this guy, but I'm just going to take out a color, concentrate things down, and get the cascading going. Oh, should I do it again? Should I risk things? I think I will. And now I get to do a color bomb wrapped again. Spectacular, not only because it's such a good combo, but the timing is nice. I've got this, but I've also got this stripe down here, so I'm going to hold on to this, and yeah, so now all I have to do is the purple. I've got that one, and that purple right there in between those two will take out those jelly. So that's nice. Sometimes you've got a last move and you never know if you're going to make it or not, and that one was a gimme. I saw that there wasn't really a possibility of failure there. Phew! Because it took over 100 tries to get that done. I finally had to switch to unlimited lives because I ran out of my 25 lives, plus I used about 10 lives yesterday. And I lost track a little bit, but if I had to guess, I'd say about 110 to 120 lives spent on this one. I will tell you that unlike some of the other levels that don't respond well to specials, I accidentally had about 15 minutes of free striped and wrapped, and that booster in the beginning, you can walk in with that booster, that actually did quite a bit of damage to the board, and I almost beat it. I was just not trying very hard because I wasn't planning to go in with boosters. So you may have to booster up, baby, for this one. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.